from our network is Dr. Daniela Zavec to make a presentation about the trends in the personal protection. She comes from Slovenia and she has a PhD in textile engineering at University of Maribor, Faculty of Mechanical Engineer, Department of Design and Textile Materials. Textile, human comfort and smart clothing expert at Titera Limitada, Slovenia, an expert in development of functional textiles and flexible products with the aim to improve human comfort, well-being and safety. Technology scout for technical and human progress, expert of SEN, TC 248 and WG31 for smart textiles. Coordinator of national and European R&D projects and president of Textile Association in Slovenia. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much for this kindly introduction. I would like to say hello to all of you with the hope that we are here today also combining really the industry with the science. It means the technology with the science, what is of course very much needed also on the field of personal protection. As a technology scout coming from Slovenia, which is a very nice country for living, with a high quality standard for living, but on the field of textile industry we are still missing the success we all would like to have, for example. And this is very similar also in other European countries on the field of textile industry. I'm very happy to be a member of this cost action program, where the name itself is telling us it is about combining the science and technology. It is about combining two different worlds of people, of researchers and of industry, which has to survive in the textile industry in Europe. And it's not so easy. And it's not so easy to talk about personal protection because it's different types. We are talking about different fields of personal protection. The same things always and all around is the human being who we would like to protect. Against what? And the aim of this lecture today is to give you an overview what has been done till now on the field of personal protection, who did what, who supported the research and the investigation till today in the Europe, and I will try to give the roadmap, how to go on, what to consider. What is for sure, after 10 years of deep research on the field of personal protection, we still don't have the serial production. It's maybe because we still don't know what the end users really need. Maybe because it's the technology challenge, how to combine all the needs we are confronted when, for example, we are talking about personal protection against fire, against different threats, for example, which are causing in very negative way the health of the end user, the safety of the end user. And of course, it is about the combination of the different materials. They even don't need to be smart, but they have to enable human comfort from the perspective of thermal comfort, of wear comfort, functionality, and in the end they have to be all produced in accordance to specified norms and standards. So if you shortly take a look to the picture on the screen, you can see that I'm trying to present you different environments. It's about cold environment, it's about fire around the firefighters. And for these two specific environments, the people are using the same personal protection. And there is no way that you can manage to develop and produce an optimal thermal comfort PPE for these two different environments. So how to go on, how to integrate the sensor, what kind of sensor we would like to have in the same PPE, but for the different environments. It's not so easy from the science perspective, and it's even difficult from the technology perspective to combine all these factors, all these hazards. So if I can turn the development upside down, we should maybe focus what to consider to have in one specific type of personal protection. Which parameters we should consider from outside and from inside. There are many different. Maybe the best way would be to think about the textile materials, about the smart textile materials, where we can have the smart elements, I mean the sensors, conductive elements, integrated into the fabrics, yarn, with the technology we have today in the industry. And this is also one of the challenges on the field of personal protection. So how to produce in serial production the materials which can be competitive to today's materials, but that they can interact with the humans. In relation to the previous photos of the firefighters, the reality is that still today, 60% of all incidents in the field of firefighters, the reason is cardiac death. So it means in practice that these people are thermally overloaded completely. So one of the functions for the smart personal protection should be how to monitor either the heart rate, either the physical activity, or in very simple way, how to monitor and analyze the thermal overload the people are exposed to. And then in personal protection, we always, as an end user, are always related to some rescue vehicles. The aim is, of course, to connect or to enable the interaction between the humans and these systems integrated in the vehicles. A lot has been done also on this field, but the lack is still the communication between the human and the vehicle itself. This is also one part of the roadmap in the future, which we can discuss also in the cost action program. So definitely it's not easy to integrate electronic elements into the personal protective clothing and enable that all the electronic elements will survive for example, flash fire. It means when the people are exposed to fire and they are surrounded with 500, 600 degrees Celsius of the heat, electronic system have to survive also this very, very critical challenges, if I can say it like that. It is challenge, definitely, not only for textiles people, but also for ICT, I think. What has been done, you can see here on the list. I listed only a few European projects related to development, research and development on the field of personal protection. So, from industry perspective, somebody can ask, that's great that somebody supported really a broad research, investigation and so on, which we all need, definitely, I agree. In general, they have supported this in millions, for example. And if you see this from industrial perspective, you say, okay, I can invest €1 million in some research, but how much profit can I generate maybe in over 2 years? What is the profit? And I don't want to be too critical, but for many of these projects, nobody asked how many profit did we generate over the years. And this is the reality. This is the reality which industry sees every day. And let us bring together really the science and technology. We are great innovators. We are great researchers sitting here combined under a cost action umbrella. Let's focus to the technology with the aim that very soon we will really be able to develop something like you see on the screen. A personal protection with integrated sensors for monitoring the health, the safety of the end users, because these end users might be your relevants, your friends, your colleagues, and so on. And this should be the aim, to protect them when we have something to be solved or we are in the crisis situation. We need the help from them. And in parallel, one of the first priority is to think about how can we develop, how can we produce something similar with the same costs as we have today for the production of this kind of products. And this is the wish from the industry. Till the day that we won't be able as an industry develop this with the same cost, we don't have the market. There is no market for smart personal protection yet, because the prototypes are too expensive and end users are not prepared or not allowed to buy expensive PPE. And where we should go, also in the frame of cost action program, is to define what is on the standardization level, what is capable to certify today as a garment combined with the electronics. And for this we all have to also understand the willingness of the manufacturers, of course. And again, I will come back to where I started. We have to define demands of end users. And then we will probably be on the right track to produce smart PPE in very short time. Thank you very much for the cooperative collaboration in the future under the cost action.
Thank you, Daniela. And